You think it means one thing. You use it every day. You hear it constantly. But are you actually using it correctly?
That's right, we're talking about one of the most common and most commonly misused words in the English language. Welcome to Everyday English 15. I'm Ellie.
And I'm Noah, and today we're diving deep into the wonderfully confusing world of the word actually.
It seems so simple, but it has so many different jobs. It can change the entire tone of a sentence. So let's get right into it. What's the first, most common way we use actually?
Okay, so the big one, the one everyone thinks of, is using actually to correct someone or to state something that's the opposite of what's expected. It's the polite correction tool.
Right, like if you and I were meeting for coffee and I say, "Hey Noah, you're a bit late."
I might reply, actually, you said to meet at 10:30 and it's 10:25. It corrects your assumption that I'm late by presenting a fact.
Exactly. It's softer than saying you're wrong. It introduces a counterfact. Here's another one. A friend might say, "You're from New York, right?"
And you'd say, I live there now, but I'm actually from Chicago. You're correcting a small piece of misinformation without making a big deal out of it.
It points out a difference between perception and reality. People think versus what is true.
Okay, let's try a quick fire round. I'll give a statement, you correct it using actually. Ready?
Oh, a game. I love this. Okay, I'm ready. Hit me.
Statement 1. Wow, it's cold today. It must be winter already.
Actually, it's still autumn for another 2 weeks. Perfect.
Nice. Okay, statement 2. I love that movie. The main actor was British, wasn't he?
He does a great accent, but he's actually Australian. See? It feels natural, not argumentative.
Exactly. This is the use case that most learners are familiar with, but it's also the one where tone is super important. If you say it with the wrong inflection, you can sound, well, a bit like a know-it-all.
A 100%. The, well, actually guy. Nobody likes that guy. It's the difference between, well, actually, I think you'll find, and a much friendlier, oh, actually, I heard it was.
Right. A friendly tone makes it a helpful correction. A condescending tone makes you sound arrogant. It's all in the delivery.
And, if you find these kinds of deep dives into single words useful, it would actually be amazing if you take a second to subscribe to Everyday English 15 on whatever platform you're listening on. It really helps us out.
Great use of actually there, Ellie. But okay, let's move on to the second major use. This one is less about correction and more about adding surprising or unexpected information.
This reminds me of a common situation at work. Someone might say, "Just send me the file, it's a small change," and you have to reply, "Right, I love this one." It's like adding a little surprise twist to your sentence. For example, "We had a really nice dinner at that new Italian place." That's a complete thought, but then you can add,
And actually, the chef came out and talked to us for 10 minutes. The actually signals that this next piece of information is not something you'd normally expect. It adds a little bit of drama or interest.
Totally. Or imagine you're telling a friend about a book you just finished. You could say it was a fantastic sci-fi novel, and actually it's being made into a movie next year.
Yes, it adds a layer of, can you believe it? Or, here's a cool fact you didn't know. It doesn't correct what you just said, it adds to it in an unexpected way.
So let's compare the two uses side by side. If someone says that building is so modern, how could you use actually in both ways?
Good question. For use number 1, the correction, you could say, it looks modern, but it was actually built in 1950. You're correcting the assumption about its age.
Okay, so that's the contradiction. Now, how about for use number 2, adding surprising information?
For that one, you could agree and add, yeah, it's a really cool building. Actually, my grandfather was one of the architects who designed it.
Ah, perfect. In the first case, you're saying what you think is wrong. In the second, you're saying what you think is right, and here's another cool thing.
You've got it. It's a subtle but really important difference. One is about changing the topic, the other is about expanding on it with a surprise.
Which brings us to our third use of actually. This one is for emphasis, to show that something is true even if it might be hard to believe.
Right. It's like underlining the word really in your sentence. You're not correcting anyone, and you're not necessarily adding a surprise. You're just emphasizing the truth of your statement.
For instance, if a friend is complaining about their boss, you might say, "Wow, I can't believe he said that to you." And they might reply, He actually did, word for word.
Yes, the actually there is to overcome the listener's disbelief. It means, I know this sounds crazy, but it is the truth. It's for emphasis.
This reminds me of a recipe I tried last week. It was for a chocolate cake, and the secret ingredient was mayonnaise.
Wait, what? Mayonnaise in a cake? That sounds disgusting. You didn't really make it, did you?
I actually did. And you know what? It was the most delicious, moist chocolate cake I have ever made in my life. I'm not kidding.
Wow. Okay, see, that's a perfect use of it. My disbelief was high, and your I actually did was to push back on that and emphasize the truth. My mind is kind of blown by the mayonnaise thing, though.
I'll make it for you sometime. You won't even know. It just works. It's the same when you're telling a story that has an unbelievable element.
Like when I was backpacking in Southeast Asia, I was telling my friends I saw a monkey steal a guy's entire backpack and climb up a temple with it. No one believed me. I had to say, guys, I'm serious. I actually watched it happen.
That's hilarious, and again, a perfect example. The story's wild, so you use actually to insist on its truthfulness. You're not correcting them, you're confirming the story is real.
It's a really useful tool for storytelling. It draws the listener in and makes them lean forward, thinking, no way, did that really happen?
So, to recap so far, 1. Correcting misinformation. 2. Adding surprising fact. 3. Emphasizing a truth that might seem unbelievable. It's a very busy word.
It really is, and we're not even done yet. There's a fourth common use that's probably the most subtle of all, and that's using actually to soften a statement or as a kind of filler word to make a request sound more polite.
Ooh, this is advanced level actually. I'm ready. Explain.
Okay, so imagine you walk up to a stranger in a coffee shop. You could just say, "Excuse me, is this seat taken?" That's perfectly fine.
Right, a bit abrupt.
So to soften it, you might say, "Excuse me, I was just wondering, is this seat actually taken? Or is anyone actually sitting here?" In this case, the word doesn't add much literal meaning. It's social padding. It makes the question sound a little less demanding.
That makes sense. It's almost like a hesitation marker. It signals, I'm about to ask something, and I'm trying to be polite about it. Yes, I do that all the time without even thinking about it. The actually makes it sound like the idea just occurred to you, even if you've been planning to ask all day. It feels more casual and less like a demand.
It's a neat social trick. It can also be used to gently introduce a different opinion in a meeting. Instead of, "I disagree," you can say, "Well, actually, I was thinking we could approach it from this angle."
It's the ultimate softener. It turns a potential confrontation into a suggestion. This is probably the hardest one for non-native speakers to master because it's so dependent on context and tone.
For sure. It often comes at the beginning of the phrase, paired with well or so. Like, "So, actually, what I was going to say was," buys you a second to formulate your thought, while also signaling a slight shift in direction.
Okay, I feel like we need to bring in the pets. Let's try to make examples for all 4 uses with Mookie and Tinkerbell.
Yes, the Mookie and Tinkerbell actually challenge. I love it. Okay, you go first. Give me a statement about Mookie.
Okay, your dog Mookie is a golden retriever, right? Use number 1, correction.
A lot of people think that, but he's actually a Labradoodle. Boom, corrected. Your turn.
My turn. Let's use number 2, adding surprising info. Tinkerbell is such a cute cat.
Thanks. And actually, she knows how to fetch. She'll bring a toy mouse back to me.
That's a great one because you don't expect a cat to do that. Okay, use number 3, emphasis. I'll say, there's no way your dog ate your entire sandwich when you turned your back for 5 seconds.
Ellie, I swear, he actually did. There wasn't even a crumb left on the plate, emphasizing the unbelievable truth of Mookie's appetite.
Perfect. Okay, last one, the tricky one. Use number 4, softening a request. How would we do that?
Okay, I've got one. Imagine I'm asking you for a big favor. "Hey, Ellie, I know you're busy this weekend, but I was wondering if you could actually watch Mookie for me on Saturday night."
Oh, that's brilliant. It makes the request sound less like an obligation. It's so much softer than, "Can you watch Mookie?" It acknowledges that it might be an inconvenience. We passed the pet challenge.
We did. This really shows how versatile one little word can be. And it's a word that native speakers use constantly, often without even realizing which of the four jobs it's doing.
Which is why it's so important for learners to get a feel for it. Listening to how people use it in conversation is key. It's one of those things that you learn more by hearing than by reading a textbook definition.
Totally. Think about sports. An announcer might say, "It looks like he's going to miss this shot," and then the player scores and they shout, "But he actually makes it." That's a mix of correction and emphasis.
Or in yoga, my instructor might say, "You think you're pushing your limit in this pose, but you can actually go a little deeper," correcting your perception of your own ability.
See, it's everywhere. The more you listen for it, the more you'll hear it and understand the nuance of how it's being used in that specific moment.
So let's do one final big recap for everyone listening. The 4 main ways to use actually. Noah, take us through them.
Okay, here we go. Number 1, to correct or contradict. You think it's on Tuesday, but the meeting is actually on Wednesday.
Number 2, to add surprising or unexpected information. I saw a great movie and actually I met the director afterwards.
Number 3, to emphasize something that's true but might be hard to believe. I was so nervous, my hands were actually shaking.
And number 4, to soften a request or introduce a different idea politely. I was wondering if you could actually take a look at this for me?
And there you have it, the 4 faces of actually. Once you see them, you can't unsee them. You'll start noticing it everywhere.
It's so true. It's a key that unlocks a more natural, fluent way of speaking. So our challenge to you, our listeners, is to try and use it in one of these 4 ways today. Notice when you hear other people using it, and think about what job it was doing in their sentence.
That's your homework for this episode, but it's fun homework. That's all the time we have for today. This has been Everyday English 15. I'm Noah.
And I'm Ellie. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll actually talk to you in the next one. Bye.